Good morning everyone. This is Monica Lakoju. Welcome to the channel, the UPSC Mascot. Friends, today I'm going to give you the summary of the Hindu newspaper. So it will helps you to revise all the news aspects today. Okay, let's start. Okay, the first one: the China reaches accord with India on line of actual spot. Okay, yesterday we have discussed about this issue. So there was a 5 week long military standoff between the India and the Chinese troops. Okay, it showed that the India and the Chinese determined to peacefully resolve the border issues. Okay, so we have already discussed what is the line of actual control and what is the major cause for this dispute. Okay, so that is about it. And next, so for further reference, please refer the yesterday video about this issue. Okay, I have discussed briefly about this issue. Okay, the next one: the COVID-19 turns India's urban blight. So we all know that coronavirus has affected the urban metropolitan centers. So now, what is the impact of the COVID-19 urban area? So we have to think, we have to give a thing, and please write your answer. What is the impact of this COVID-19 pandemic on urban areas? Please write an answer in your own words, and please post it in the comment section. Okay. So we all know the coronavirus has affected the urban metropolitan centers. So here the Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai and Ahmedabad have accounted close to 43% of the overall cases. Okay friends, please take notes while referring this video. This video is not so lengthy. This video just gives a brief summary of today's the news. Okay. So this helps to revise. Okay, so what is the impact of the COVID-19 on urban areas? Okay, this pandemic will make a mark on cities fiscally and socially that will echo for generations. So COVID-19 significantly altered the urban life. Work from home is the new normal for those who can afford it, and for whom it's even a feasible option to begin with. Okay, the fate of millions of these small businesses and workers to make urban centers work is up in the air. Oh, so how can we better respond to the current and the future crisis? Okay, so this is the question for you: how can we better respond to the current and the future crisis? Okay, so I will give you the small options, so you have to elaborate it. Okay, there are the 5 key ways where the urban planning will be affected in the years to come. Okay, 5 key ways urban planning will be affected in the years to come. The first key, please take down the notes. The first key was focus on access to core services. And the second key was the affordable housing and the public spaces, integrated green and blue spaces, increased city regional planning and more city level granular data. Okay, here there is a question for you: how can we better respond to the current and the future crisis? I have given you the options. There are the 5 key ways the urban planning will be affected in the years to come. The first key was the focus on access to core services, affordable housing and the public spaces, integrated green and the blue spaces, increased city regional planning, more city level granular data. Okay friends, just think about the impact of the COVID-19 on urban areas, and please give your answers in your own words and post it in the comment section. Okay, and the next one was the Gujarat's pride grows as it now hosts 674 Gir lines. Okay, so as on the June 5th census of Asia's exclusive population indicates numbers have risen by 29% over the 5 years. Okay, the number of Asiatic lions in Gir forest in Gujarat has increased by nearly 30% between 2015 and 2020, the highest rise between two census years. the highest rise between 2 years. So geographically the distribution area is also increased by 36%. Okay, so how can we increase the forest areas and conserve the forest? Okay, how can we increase the forest areas and conserve the forest? So the highest forest area was in the Madhya Pradesh, and the lowest forest area was in the Ireland. Okay, so how can we increase the forest areas? So first of all, to increase the wildlife population, we have to increase the forest area geographically, and we have to conserve our forest. So what are the ways to conserve the forest? Okay, so the ways are the regulated and planned cutting of trees, control over the forest fire, reforestation and afforestation, check over the forest clearance for agricultural and the habitation purposes, protection of the forest, and proper utilization of the forest products and the forest. Okay, these are some of the ways to conserve the forest and to increase the forest area geographically. Okay, what are the ways? Again, we will discuss now. The regulated and the planned cutting of the trees, control over the forest fire, reforestation and afforestation, check over the forest clearance for agricultural and the habitation purposes, protection of the forest, proper utilization of the forest products and the forest. Okay, these are some of the ways to conserve the forest. So here the Gujarat has Gujarat pride grows as it now hosts 674 guidelines. So what has, so Gujarat geographically has increased the distribution area is up by 36%, and there was a nearly 30% increase in the lion population between 2015 and the 2020. That is the highest rise between the two census years. So what was the forest official said? That there was a consistent increase in the population and distribution. So what are the strategies and the interventions that they implemented? Were the strategy were, first one is the community participation and the use of the technology, habitat management, increase in the prey base, human lion conflict mitigation, and import of the vaccines. So in 2018 a CDV virus, that means the canine distemper virus, occurred. So at that time the 36 lions was died due to this virus, that is CDV virus, canine distemper virus. So they had imported vaccines for this virus. Okay, so they implemented these strategies. Okay, they implemented these strategies to increase the wildlife population. Okay, so we all know, so way to conserve forest. Okay, forest plays a critical role in mitigating the climate change because they soak up the carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases that would otherwise be free in the atmosphere and contribute to ongoing changes in the climate patterns. So forests are very essential for the human life, so we have to conserve the forest, so thereby the wildlife population will also increase. So Gujarat has become succeeded in implementing the strategies and to increase the wildlife population. Okay, this was we have also one thing to discuss. What are the causes for extinction of the wildlife? Okay, there is a question for you. What are the causes for extinction of the wildlife? So while reading the newspaper, you have to think beyond that. Okay, you have to think beyond that. So you have to frame your answers in your own words. Okay, what are the causes for the extinction of the wildlife? So one is the loss of the habitat and the loss of the mobility, limitation of the expansion of the visitation, international trade of animals, animal fur, bones, tusk, musk, etc., which resulted in the decline of the wild animals and the plants. Okay, so here you have to think how to conserve the forest and what are the causes for extinction of the wildlife, what are the strategies to implement to increase the wildlife population. Okay, you have to think about. Okay, now here we have a news, the brief opposition on the Nepal Row Congress. Okay, here so what is this? So this issue is about the Kalapani Lipulek area, that recently the Nepal approved its new political map showing its claim over the Lipulek Kalapani and the Limpiadura territories, raising a matter of the concern for India. So this move strongly condemned by India as unjustified cartographic assertion. So in November 2019, India released its new political map showing Kalapani as a part of its territory, which was objected by Nepal. So the new India map also showed Pakistan occupied Kashmir as a part of its newly created union territory, Jammu and the Kashmir and the Ladakh. Okay, so this Kalapani is the first big reason behind the Indo-Nepal border controversies, followed by the Lipu Lake. So the Nepalese government depicting the Kalapani Lipu Lake area as their own territory, which is a matter of the national concern. So strained the friendly relationship between India and the Nepal, and it needs to be addressed urgently. Okay, and it needs to be addressed urgently. And the next one was so Moscow won't interfere. In the India and Nepal's border dispute issues. So here in this, our Prime Minister welcomed an invitation from the Mr. Trump to an extended G7 summit that would include India, Russia, Australia and the South Korea. So the last year G7 summit was held on August 24th to 26th at Biarritz in southwestern France, where the Prime Minister Narendra Modi was invited to attend as a special guest of French President Emmanuel Macron. So Mr. Trump had felt that the G7 properly does not represent what's going on in the world, so he postponed this G7 summit. So friends, you have to refer about the G7 summit also. Okay, and the next we'll go to the okay, and the release loans to Amrapali home buyers. Okay, lastly there was a news about the Amrapali case. The Supreme Court asked the Enforcement Directorate to attach the Indian properties of the JP Morgan, which engaged in transaction with the new defunct Amrapali group, to allegedly siphon off home buyers money in violation of the Foreign Exchange Management Act and the FDI norms. So now the amounts, okay, what was the Supreme Court is saying that the Supreme Court declared and directed the banks and financial institutions to release the sanctioned loans without any delay to Amrapali home buyers, including the non-performing assets at the 8% rate of interest. So this relaxed the real estate sector in Noida. So in this we have to know about the National Buildings Construction Corporation, and you have to go deeply the Amrapali case. And next there was a US report, take note of the Citizenship Amendment Act and the National Register of the Citizens. So there was a US State Department's released the annual International Religious Freedom IRF report. So this report so what this report consists of? This report consists of the issues of religiously inspired mob violence, lynching and the communal violence, so were sometimes denied or ignored by the lawmakers. Okay, so this report take a note on the Citizenship Amendment Act and the National Register for the Citizens. And the National Register for the Citizens in 2019, and Babri Masjid decision by the Supreme Court in 2018. So there was this report also discussed about the Babri Masjid decision by Supreme Court in 2018, that there was a reversal of the ban on some women entering the Sabarimala temple. Okay, so it outlines the US engagement with India on the issue. So in this you have to know about the US Commission on International Religious Freedom, which is an independent bipartisan commission. Okay, bipartisan commission. So this is about the US report. Take note of the Citizenship Amendment Act and the National Register of the Citizens. And the next was, so remember friends, this is just a summary of the Hindu newspaper. You have to take notes, and these videos will help to revise the day-to-day news. Okay, so next, the central government, okay, the central government health scheme members can access the notified hospitals. Okay, so here the Union Health Ministry directed, so he listed unpaneled hospitals to provide the treatment facilities to the beneficiaries as per the central government health scheme norms for all COVID-19 related treatments. The COVID-19 management central teams have deputed to the Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Chennai, Kolkata, Delhi and Bangalore to work along with the local governments. Okay, to work along with the local governments. And here there was another news, notices to center Delhi on facilities. So here the National Human Rights Commission issued notices to the Union Health and the Family Welfare Ministry and the Delhi government about inadequate facilities for the COVID-19 patients in the city. So the panel gave 10 days to respond. Okay, another one, the stations to be classified on the wastewater output. Oh, so here the Central Pollution Control Board has classified the railway station under okay, under the three categories. The Central Pollution Control Board classifies the railway station under three categories. One is the red category, orange category and the three category. So this categorization is based on the quantity of the wastewater generation and the disposal of the untreated water into the municipal drain system. Okay, so this Central Pollution Control Board has categorized the railway stations into three categories. One is the red, green, orange, based on the quantity of the wastewater generation and its disposal of untreated water into the municipal drain system. So under the red category, if the wastewater generated was more than 100 kiloliters per day, that station is categorized as the red zone. Okay, as the red category. And if the wastewater generation is between 10 kiloliters to 100 kiloliters per day, that was under the green category. And if the wastewater generation is less than 10 kiloliters per day, it comes under the green category. Okay, and now then coming to the business news here. Okay, I am just skipping and giving you just the important news. Okay, so here Infosys misses the carbon neutral target for 2020. Okay, in 2011, Infosys it needs to be responsible about its emissions. So Infosys made a commitment at the United Nations that it would become the carbon neutral by 2020. Now in 2019, Infosys received the UN Global Climate Action Awards under the category of the climatic neutral now. But due to this COVID-19 pandemic and resulting uncertainties, this declaration has been moved to the fiscal year 2021. Okay, and the next one was the S&P affirms the India's GDP rating outlook. Okay, S&P country's GDP rating. So it has rated the India's GDP at BBB minus, so which is the lowest investment grade. So this downgrade can face our ratings over the next 1 to 2 years. So if GDP growth fails, it signifies the weakening of the country's institutional capacity to maintain sustainable public finances. Okay. And the next one, here is a question for you: how to overcome the redemption pressure by the non-banking financial companies. So just give some measures. Okay, write it in your own words. Don't worry, friends, if it is your first time in answering. You just need not to worry. You can refer so many internet sources. Okay, so how to overcome the redemption pressure by non-banking financial companies. Okay, this was briefly about the summary of the today's Hindu newspaper. Here I have given some questions like okay, explain about the G7 summit. So just refer about the basic questions I have given for you. okay, what are the methods to conserve the forest, and what are the causes for extension of the wildlife, and what are the remedies to increase the wildlife population, and about the G7 summit, okay, about the G7 summit, about the National Human Rights Commission, about the Central Pollution Control Board, and about the India's GDP growth ratings, and about what are the factors to overcome the redemption pressure by the non-banking financial companies. Okay, here are these are some basic questions I have given for you to write it in your own words. Okay friends, for my more channel updates, please click on the bell icon. For queries, post it in the comment section. Remember friends, please take notes. This is just the summary of the Hindu newspaper, which helps to revise revise on daily basis. Okay, if you like my video, please share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead.